All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll call this special meeting of the Board Examiners to order. The Secretary of State is present in Las Vegas. The Attorney General is participating telephonically. Can you both hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, Governor.
Let's move to agenda item number 2, excuse me, public comment. Is there any member of the public present in Carson City that would like to provide public comment? I hear and see no one. Is there anyone present in Las Vegas to present public comment?
The only thing I'd like to say is congratulations to the Laxalt family for baby Jack, if that's okay, Governor.
Of course. Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Attorney General. Congratulations
Thank
to
you
your
both.
wife.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, we have one item on the agenda, and this is a new contract that provides for the design and installation of the State Battleborn Memorial to Fallen Soldiers, which will be installed on the Capitol grounds. This is something that I'm personally very excited about, and another way to honor the men and women of our military, but particularly the men and women that have made the ultimate sacrifice. These are names that are contained in the Book of Heroes that is downstairs in the Capitol, but very excited about the design, and I'm not sure who's presenting today, but Director Miller, if you could take us through what the memorial is going to look like and what we have to expect and an anticipated completion date. Thank you.
Good morning, Governor, Secretary of State. Thank you very much. As Governor Sandoval said, the Battleborn Memorial to Nevada's Fallen is intended to honor the sacrifice of Nevada's service members, men and women who have lost their lives in defense of the nation. During the 77th legislative session, SB 230 was signed by the governor authorizing the installation and maintenance of this memorial to be placed on the Capitol complex. The Nevada Veterans Service Commission formed a subcommittee, the Veterans Memorial Affairs Subcommittee, to manage this project. The subcommittee was charged to recommend criteria for placing the names on the memorial, to recommend a site location on the Capitol grounds, and to propose a design. The criteria for identifying the names of the memorial and the site proposal were concluded in 2014. The process, though, to design the memorial took quite a bit longer. It was led by the Nevada Arts Council, and this was a very thorough and deliberative process that had many components, involved much of the veterans community here in Nevada. It identified potential artists, design criteria, development and advertisement of the artist's request for qualifications. The selection committee included members of 3 veteran service organizations, the director of the Visual and Public Arts program at the Utah Arts Council, a renowned private sector architect, State Public Works, the Nevada Arts Council executive director. So 3 finalists were selected by the committee. The final selection of the artists occurred in April 2017, where 3 finalists made a presentation to the selection committee. The Veterans Memorial Advisory Subcommittee unanimously selected the monuments designed by Punch Art LLC and forwarded the recommendation to the Veterans Service Commission and then on to the governor. The Veterans Service Commission did vote to approve this recommendation. They agreed that the monument's design not only addressed all maintenance, public safety, and access concerns, but was a fitting tribute to Nevada's fallen. So we have forwarded a copy of the actual design, and sir, I don't know if you've seen this. But the design is really unique because it takes advantage of the sun. What it has is the names of the fallen are on the roof of the monument or on the ceiling, and they're slats of metal with the name engraved of each one of the fallen. And as the sun comes down, the light falls through the roof, and the names of the fallen not only hit the ground, but they're draped over those who are there to come in and take a look at the monument and remember the fallen. And so it is really a unique visual. And it also has a lighting element, so at night, if visitors are there at night, you still get the effect of the light filtering through the names of the fallen. So it's very interactive. And State Public Works is here to talk about any details of the contract you can have, but I can tell you this design was unanimously recommended by the Veteran Service Commission, and all the veterans that I know that have seen it are very, very pleased and believe it to be a fitting tribute.
Thank you, Director Miller, and I don't mean to be paging while you're speaking, but it's pretty spectacular, at least the renderings that I'm looking at. And unlike anything else, not only in the United States, but perhaps the world, but I'm really excited about the fact of what I think you termed as draping the names, so that whether it be night or day, those names will be on the floor, be on the individuals that are visiting the memorial. And I'm happy to share this with everyone to take a look at it. But this is indeed a fitting memorial, and something that Nevadans will be very proud of, as well as something that, again, if we can ever come up with something that is fitting for the men and women that have made that ultimate sacrifice. And I apologize to the Madam Secretary and the Attorney General because they don't have the benefit of seeing the renderings that I have, but it is, again, a fitting and spectacular memorial, and it will be a very proud addition to the Capitol Mall. Do you have any idea, or perhaps you're going to be talking about the start and completion dates and costs, and et cetera? Okay, please proceed. Actually, Madam Secretary, Mr. Attorney General, do you have any questions for Director Miller?
No, thank you, Governor.
No, Governor, thank you.
Good afternoon, Governor and members of the Board of Examiners. I first would like to just thank you for having this meeting. It's unusual, and we appreciate your level of commitment to helping us make the schedule, which is what I would like to talk about next. After today, if this contract is approved today, we're going to move forward with the preliminary design, which will be completed in February. Then we'll finalize the design in March, and then the artist, combining with certain contractors, will establish shop drawings, which are nothing more than the contractor's version or iteration of how all the connections, the parts and the pieces, how those will all be made specifically. That shop drawing process will be completed by the end of April, next April. Then we'll move into construction, and we're going to start fabrication of the product down in Las Vegas. That will occur in May and June. Much of this structure is art, and it will be put together down in Las Vegas. Then what you would term visual construction, we'll have a groundbreaking, in July. That would probably be the most appropriate date to have a groundbreaking, depending on everybody's schedule. And then the visible portion of construction that people could see be done by a contractor will occur in August of 2018. And as that develops, then the art will be shipped up here and will be implemented into the structure, with the whole thing being completed by November 5th, completely. And then we would be available for a ribbon cutting ceremony at your disposal after the 5th.
Well, I'm thinking Veterans Day would be an appropriate day to do that. But and just for the benefit of the Secretary and the Attorney General, that was the motivation to schedule this special meeting today, because we would not have been able to meet the construction and installation schedule if we had to wait until the next scheduled meeting of the Board of Examiners. Now, are one of you going to speak to the costs and where the money came from to build this?
Chris Schimmitz, for the record. The cost of the project is $250,000 for what we're calling the base bid, or the fundamental aspect of the construction. It includes everything. There was a second alternate that you would see it in those drawings there. It's kind of a reflective. They had originally proposed a water feature, and that did not go over very well with Buildings and Grounds. So what the artist is proposing is something that will look just like a flat water feature, but it'll be made out of black granite. And that'll be built on that perforated wall on the west side of the monument. That's an addition, along with the footings and foundations, that would add $90,000. So the complete construction contract would be $340,000. And then that would take care of all the work of the monument. There's two preliminary contracts that Public Works will be doing in advance of the construction start by the artist. We'll be relocating a storm drain that runs right through the middle of that site. And then we'll also be bringing power to within 5 feet of where they need it to be. And that will occur ahead of that, probably in May, June, in that time frame. We'll have that work done in advance so that when they arrive on site for the official construction, the site will be ready for them.
And then just looking at these renderings, that massive slab of granite will be polished and glossy to give it the wet look.
Yes, sir. It's designed to look wet.
Okay.
I'm excited about that project as an architect. I've not seen a design solution for something that the state has been able to build like this ever. It's totally unique. It's not like any other monument on the grounds out there. It's interactive, and I think what Kat indicated, the aspect of the fallen, the men and women who are no longer with us, having a fleeting shadow that comes and moves and interacts with people as they walk through that is really worth pursuing. The west wall of that is also going to be perforated. It's digitally perforated through the bronze. So you'll see images of soldiers running. And yet you can't perceive them up close, but again, they're fleeting too. And you'll see it in the imagery there. The whole monument is truly remarkable and something that we're excited and proud to be associated with in every way. So we spotted that site out there because I wanted the visual connection to the library, to the stone wall of the State Library that has the Veterans Memorial there. And the site will be a very intimate area for people to experience on a small scale, and then also that long sidewalk that connects it to the stone wall of the library will allow for larger events. So we deliberately picked that site so that it can be all things as veterans visit that site. So I really very much appreciate the ability to get started on that. I want to get that thing done.
No, and thank you. And just looking at it, it will be an emotional tribute as it should be. And as I said, this will be a destination for people to visit. I think it will be a very nice complement to the Nevada Veterans Memorial in Las Vegas at the state office building there. And for everybody who's responsible for getting it to where we are now and ensuring that it'll get done by Veterans Day next year, I truly am thankful. So questions or comments? Kat, did you have any conclusory remarks you'd like to make?
Two things, sir. First, I'd like to apologize for the Attorney General for not acknowledging him. I didn't realize he was on the call, so I'm sorry, Attorney General. And secondly, I did want to point out that there were so many people involved in the selection process and determining what the elements of this project were. And I don't know other monuments across the country what the voice of the veterans community was, but I can say for this one here in Nevada, it definitely reflects the voice of the veterans community. So I wanted to publicly acknowledge all those veterans that participated in this, and particularly the Nevada's Veterans Service Commission for the work that they did in recommending this design.
No, thank you. And we all agree that we want Nevada to be the most military and veteran-friendly state in the country, and part of that is showing our appreciation and respect for the men and women of the military, and as I said, particularly for those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. And again, I want to make sure that we leave these renderings out for everybody to look at them today, for the opportunity to do so, because it truly is just an amazing, remarkable, emotional structure that will, I think, stand the test of time in terms of showing that respect and appreciation. So, Madam Secretary, Mr. Attorney General, do you have any questions or comments?
I do, Governor, if I might. I just wanted to make sure that I understood exactly the location where this is going to be constructed, if you can tell me that. And then it's on the Capitol complex, but in the side, the front, I'm just trying to visualize where it'll go.
Chris Simmons, for the record. Thank you for that question. And I'll do my best to kind of visually walk you through it. If you go to the east side of the annex, the Gwynn Annex building behind the Capitol, Before you get to the Nevada State Library, there's a long sidewalk that's about 6 or 7 feet wide that runs in the north-south direction all along the front of the Nevada State Library and the
Right.
Archives building.
Right?
And so this monument is going to be located just to the south slightly of the Archives building, right along the edge of that sidewalk on the east side.
Okay, so is it replacing a wall or adding to a wall right there? Because I know we have the one wall that's facing north. And so I'm just trying to visualize, will this be, the back of it be facing the Archives? Or is it that wall that's before you get into the Archives?
The new monument will be approximately 200 feet south of the existing stone sculpted wall of the Nevada State Library, and it'll be immediately adjacent to the east edge of that sidewalk that runs along the front of the library.
Okay, I think I've got it, but when I go up there, I'll have them show it to me. And then, Governor, my final question is, I know that you did such an excellent job, Governor, everybody that was involved with what we did down here at the Grant Sawyer building for all of the time periods, and it was really done very, very well, and you did a great job, and hats off to you all up there as well. Was that done in the time that it needed to be done? Were we able to time that out so that we had it when we wanted it, or was there any issue with the construction time, and did we have to delay it, or was it on time?
Director Kapp-Miller, for the record. Ma'am, it was on time.
Okay, then I have all the faith in the world that this will be done as well. And I know how important it is to us to have that done. So that was just my other question, is I just wanted to make sure, because I do know that sometimes our projects get a little delayed and fall behind, but I'm glad, Governor, that you called this special meeting and were able to make sure that this happens. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks, Governor, for letting me ask those questions.
And just one other thing, because there's a reality here that I think needs to be part of the record, is this project would not have happened without the contribution of the Attorney General's office. And there's a $300,000 contribution by the Attorney General's office from settlement funds. So I personally want to thank Attorney General Laxalt for the willingness of his office to do this, because we wouldn't be here today without that. And certainly the Attorney General and the Attorney General's office deserve a lot of credit in terms of making this a reality.
Thank you, Governor, and great to work with your team, as always, on such an important matter.
All right, any further questions or comments? If there are none, Chair will accept a motion to approve contract number 1 as presented in the agenda. State agencies, Department of Administration, State Public Works, the Fallen Soldier Gift Fund, in the sum of $250,000.
So moved.
Secretary of State has moved for approval. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by the Attorney General. Any questions or comments on the motion? Hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. And was that an aye, Mr. Attorney General?
It is an aye.
Yeah, okay.
I'm in a hospital room, so I hope you guys bear with me.
Just wanted to make sure. So that motion passes unanimously 3-0. All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations, and let's get to work, right? Yeah, and we'll move to agenda item number 4, which is public comment. Is there any member of the public present in Carson City that would like to provide public comment to the board? I hear none. Is there anyone present in Las Vegas for public comment?
No, there is nobody. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Is there, I guess before I take a motion for adjournment, I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Merry Christmas to you, Governor.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Secretary has moved to adjourn. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by the Attorney General. All in favor say aye.
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 That motion passes 3-0, and again, thank you to everybody that was responsible for making this meeting a reality. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.